Well, that's Chinatown, Jake.
And welcome back to the Retro Review. I am the Bearded Geek, always joined by Mikey the Freak.
What's up, peeps?
And Steve-O. How's it going,
What's
Steve-O?
up, peeps? What's up, guys? How we doing?
What's up, peeps?
Guys, if you have not figured it out by the thumbnail that you clicked on, we are reviewing the movie Chinatown. But before we get into it, let's check out that trailer.
Yes, let's. That's Chinatown, Jake. The trailer is already better than the movie.
Yeah, this is a 3-minute long trailer, bro.
Holy
Los
Jesus!
Angeles, 1937.
Well, at least it make our podcast a lot
There are
longer.
lots of guys
Yeah.
like J.J. Gittes. They're easy to find if you want to find them.
Mr. Gittes, have we ever
Why is
met?
this
Such
music always like a detective music
Never.
type deal?
It's supposed to be
Because
a
it's a detective movie.
1930s.
Agree with me that we've never met before.
It's a very
Agree with me
early
that I
Twilight
never
Zone
hired you to
type.
do anything, certainly not
trailer.
spy on my
The
husband.
narration sounds like Twilight Zone.
I don't get tough with anyone, Mr. Gittes. My lawyer does.
You don't act very well either.
You do your job. And sometimes you find the answers to questions that should never be asked.
Let's just give it away. I love
Find
this
out what
trick.
happens.
That was so
actually
cool.
smart. That was actually smart.
That was pretty smart. I like that.
Turned him into the Joker here almost.
Got his nose.
I dislike the word cheat.
Did you have affairs?
Mr. Gittes,
Did he know about it? Where were you when your husband died?
She won an Academy Award
You were seeing
nominee for
someone
this.
too. For very long?
Apparently,
She was an
quoting
Oscar
Mr.
nominee.
Gittes.
Oscar
quoting
nominee, yeah,
Steve-O,
not
there's
Academy,
a sequel.
Yeah, the two days.
Yeah, the two Jakes. So if you guys don't like this one, I don't know if you want to watch the two Jakes.
Well, I don't know. I've never seen the two Jakes, so.
Well, Jack Nicholson directed the two Jakes. I saw that. I think he just wanted a sequel to the Chinatown.
Maybe.
Well, that's
16
Chinatown.
years later.
The truth. I said I
Daughter, sister, daughter, sister, daughter, sister, daughter.
Is that like a
She's
sister
both.
wife? Ruined that perfectly good car.
Oh, that car. Those
Oh my
cars.
god, is this trailer so good?
I told you
Look,
it
that
was
was-
3 minutes fucking long.
Look, that would have scared the shit out of me when he walked into that room and he opened the door and the two detectives were standing there with a flashlight.
Yeah.
I'd have beat the shit out of somebody.
3 minutes fucking long. That sounds about right for you, Kev.
Go home, Jake.
No, that's a minute and a half longer.
That's like the whole movie. I like this part of the movie. We should have watched this.
Should have just watched the fucking trailer. It would have saved me a whole lot of time.
It's
You get
Chinatown.
tough. You
Dude,
get
they just
tender.
literally gave the last
Yeah,
scene of the
close to
fucking
it. Yes, it
movie.
is.
Why the
Maybe
fuck?
you can get close
This
to
is the
truth.
last scene of the movie. That's so bad.
Jack Nicholson and Faye Dunaway
Jack,
in a
it's
Robert Evans
Chinatown.
production of a Roman Polanski film,
Yes.
Chinatown.
You guys go check out that fantastic.
Watch the trailer.
Yeah, just watch
watch
the trailer.
Trailer.
Well, you just watched the trailer.
You're good.
Now you don't have to watch the movie. Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit more about
No.
this little shit
You
show?
do not have to watch shit.
With a running time of 2 hours and 10 minutes from 1974, a private detective hired to expose an adulterer in 1930s Los Angeles finds himself caught up in a web of deceit, corruption, and murder. That's the movie. Jack Nicholson, Faye Dunaway. Did I freeze up?
A
No,
little bit.
a little bit, but you're all right. Yeah, we heard you fine.
Fuck.
What was your thoughts on rewatch?
Well, this was my first and only watch. This movie is very confusing, and I didn't care for it much.
That's just
Yeah,
that
Mikey
sums
the
it
Freak,
up.
how about you?
Oh, this movie
Mikey
is
the Freak,
confusing
what did
and
you
didn't
think
care.
about it?
This movie is confusing and didn't care for it much. No, there was some interesting points. Like I mentioned in the trailer, I did like the two clocks, or I'm sorry, two stopwatches or pocket watches, probably.
Mhm.
That it shows what time that he left. So no matter he went forward or backed up, he would know what time that he left when he ran over the pocket watch. So I thought that was kind of cool, and how he told time back in the 1930s. Kind of figure out how long he was there.
It was a neat trick.
It was a very neat trick. I learned that salt water is not very good for grass.
It's no good for the grass. No good for grass.
It's not good for grass. And it looked like her luggage was very, very heavy when I saw it.
Yeah, she probably had an industrial hair dryer in there.
Industrial strength hair dryer, and she couldn't live without it. No, yeah, it was very confusing at first. There was so many different ways they were going with who hired who, and then was it about the water and about the land, or was it about was it her daughter? Was it her sister? What it was fucking confusing at that point. So I lost interest a lot of different times through the movie. So yeah. So what about you, Critic Geek?
So I wouldn't say it was totally confusing. I do think that it lost track
I'm a simple
of.
mind.
It
Simple
went
mind.
from a murder mystery to a conspiracy cover up to a murder mystery to a ancestral. I need my daughter, granddaughter, who's the same person deal. And I want her back. I want her in my life type deal. It had twists and turns.
Not
really
daughter,
quick.
granddaughter.
So, Bearded Geek, you just said it wasn't a confusing movie, but
It
I'm
sounded confusing.
so fucking confused after what you just said.
Yeah, I may have a way of twisting things to where it can be confusing. No, when watching the movie, I followed it.
Conspiracy cover, murder mystery. Maybe fucked his daughter, had a baby.
It wasn't a maybe. He fucked his daughter and had a baby. No, I think it wasn't confusing. It was just it had a lot of twists and turns to get to certain points. So that's where
there was no points. It was just a bunch of twists and turns. There were no points.
It was a bunch
I
of
do
twists and
like
turns,
the
and then we
era
drove off a
though.
cliff.
I've always found that era kind of intriguing to where like you go out, you wear a suit no matter where you're going and type deal. I kind of enjoy that type of era. Although I can imagine it would be hot everywhere. So that would be a little confusing. But yeah, this was my first watch and only watch. I'll probably never watch this movie again. It was a snooze fest. As much as I'm trying to hype it up, it was boring as shit. Yeah, I just couldn't get into it. Steve, how would you rate this movie?
Oh, it's a 4 out of 10. Mikey the Freak.
I'm going with a 3 out of 10.
You know what? I'll give it a 4. Faye I don't know why Faye Dunaway won or was nominated for anything. I thought her acting was atrocious in this movie. I did not think it was very, very good at all. It was a lot of overacting, in my opinion.
If my internet were better, I'd look at all the movies that were nominated, but my internet's for shit, so.
That's fine. All right, now and the ending of this movie was a piece of shit. It ended, it felt like we needed 10 more minutes. It felt like we needed 10 more minutes to this fucking movie.
Bro, I don't know how they shot at the car and hit her with those pistols. And how far away they were.
It was a lucky shot.
It definitely had to have been a lucky shot. Yeah. There was no way that they were hitting. There was no way they were shooting her.
So now it's time.
Spoilers.
For some interesting-ish facts. Jack
Better late than
Nicholson.
never.
Jack Nicholson is present in every scene of this film. I did not realize that until I read this fact.
I don't think I cared until you said it.
I mean, I don't care, but still.
I didn't care enough to notice that fact.
After several takes that never looked quite right, Faye Dunaway got annoyed and told Jack Nicholson to actually slap her. He did and felt very guilty for it, despite it being Dunaway's decision. The shot made it to the movie.
The moment she said, sister, pal, daughter, pal, sister, pal, daughter, pal. He looked like he hit her pretty good, too.
Oh, slapped the shit out of her.
He beat the shit out of her.
So, backing up 2 or 3 minutes to what I said about this ending, Jack Nicholson said to the public that he rather disliked the ending.
Oh, I think everybody will.
Yeah. So, go if you want, go check this movie out. If not, if you want to fall asleep, check the movie out. And that is your interesting-ish facts.
Snooze fest.
Steve-O, what is the soundtrack to this movie?
I Can't Get Started by Ira Gershwin and Vernon Duke. Easy Living by Leo Robin and Ralph Raniger. The Way You Look Tonight from Swing Time 1936. Someday by Brian Hooker and Rudolph Vermill. And The Vagabond King Waltz by Brian Hooker and Rudolph Vermill.
Very cool. All right. Mikey the Freak, what do we have for related reels?
Oh, let's go. Jack Nicholson, of course. So many epic movies that Nicholson's been in. I'm just going to go with 3 that I have enjoyed or is popular. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, one of his popular movies as well. Batman, 1989. And The Shining, I think probably one of his best movies in my opinion. Faye Dunaway, we did talk about Mommy Dearest. One of her, I think probably one of her most dramatic roles with the wire hangers. You'll have to watch it to understand.
Wire hangers!
She starts beating the shit out of her daughter with wire hangers. So very dramatic actress in that movie. Bonnie and Clyde, which is one of her best movies. And Network. Network was another movie that she was in that she won her first Academy Award for. And then John Hillerman.
I want you to go to your windows and I want you to scream.
All right, so John Hillerman. Magnum P.I., probably one of his most popular roles.
Motherfucker, that's where he's from. I'm like, I know that guy from somewhere.
You also know him as Howard Johnson from Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Of course, Howard Johnson.
Howard Johnson's right.
I don't care if it's the first act of Louis V. We're leaving. And then History of the World Part 1, he was also in small role. But yeah, that's it. I love it.
All right.
I love Howard Johnson.
Well, as we come to a close,
where is he in History of the World?
He's it's a small role. I'm gonna look it up for you just to be nice.
All right.
It'll take 2 seconds.
1,
Let's see.
2,
History of the World Part 1. He was.
You can go ahead.
Okay. Whom was he?
It says rich man.
He was a rich man. He was a rich man in Blazing Saddles too, apparently.
It just said rich man, and it said his name, but it kind of cuts it off a little bit.
That's okay. That's okay.
Well,
I would assume he's probably in the Greece era. In Rome, I mean, not Greece, Rome.
Yeah, Rome.
All right. Well, as we come to a close, make sure you check out the sister channel to Back to the Retro Review. That would be the Mod Squad Network, where we have a gamer show, movie show, horror show, conversation show, and we go live every Saturday night with a giveaway. If you like what we do here, make sure you give us a big old thumbing, first or second knuckle deep, your choice. We like both. Leave a comment down below. Tell us what you thought of this movie if you've ever seen it. Tell us what you thought of this movie if you've ever seen it. If not, go watch it and be disappointed. All right, that does it for this episode of Back to the Retro Review. So for Mikey the Freak and Steve, I am the Bearded Geek saying, if we don't see you again, thank you for being a friend.
See ya.